get in and play. But I know that is that a screamer? No. I know that like some of them will stop in and whatever whenever they get like days off and play. Like sometimes Ras comes and plays. Sometimes Flanky plays. Flanky's not on this map yet. He hasn't. I think he played Alpha 21 Experimental. He didn't play this map though. He played the one before. I swear I keep hearing something. Okay. Doesn't matter. Sometimes in this area there's like an ambient kind of like wail. And I sometimes wonder if that's what I'm hearing. It can be difficult when you're fucking using an auger. When you're using just an axe thing to fucking mine thing like the pickaxe, it's not nearly as bad. I'll see how I'm going with this lead. I will need to go and get coal, so I don't need to be too filled up, but we do need lead for, I think, some steel, forged steel. And we pretty much exhausted all the supply that we had. So I know if I didn't come in here and do a quick scrape off of everything, we would need it later, and I wouldn't have it. It'd be really annoying. Alright, that should be almost enough. Get out the extra sand, and I'll get out that little bit there. Okay, how have we got? I've got one stack and a bit. If I get just a tiny bit more, I don't want to kind of go over. It's about 200 odd. That's about 47. Gotta refill it. I went over. Doesn't matter. I was trying not to go over, but it's next to fucking impossible. I just want to make them stacks. Also, rock can also stack. The more I do this, the more space I will have. It'll be fine. The only things you can't stack is sand and clay. Everything else more or less stacks, which is great. I also had a double door system here because I kept having zombies just fucking help themselves in. So that was great. Let's see, where was my coal? I don't actually think I have a specific coal mine now that I think about it. Also, fun fact is in the wastelands, so we didn't know for ages, or it could have only been since Alpha 21, we're not really sure. But all these black rectangles in here, these are cars. So if you're looking for vehicles to scrap, and you want to scrap some vehicles, just have a look in your wasteland area and look for the black rectangles, and that's literally where you find your car bits and pieces. It was really useful for us when we fucking figured that one out. What was that? Like a checkpoint type thing. Alright, I'm gonna go back over and hit up my trees since I'm close enough to that. And then I will get coal. I've got to remember to get coal. Somebody, for the love of God, remind me to get coal later. Because I will forget. I will keep forgetting. I need coal for gunpowder. I also make all the ammo, generally. We end up with like a surplus of ammo. I think Grim can also make ammo as well at the moment. I think he can make them almost stacked or something. So it's extra useful for that. Also, let me know, Nick, if you end up seeing any beakers. Because if you find any beakers, I need one now that I just...
We have a spare one.
If you have a spare one, that would be really awesome, because I destroyed mine. That was one of those unfortunate things. What are you doing, Azula? Did you wake up, sweetie? Azula's my cat. Yes, I'll beep her nose. Just give me a hot second to get out of the water, yeah? Alright. There we go. She is receiving beeps. The beeps have been received. Alright. She looks bothered, Nick. She looks so fucking bothered by the beeps you sent her. Look at her. Her ears are all back. She did not like that. She's just like stretching out. She's like she's pretty chill. It's so funny. Azula is so chill and Phoenix is so fucking wired. So Azula is like, I think 2, maybe 3. And she is a Russian blue cross, I think, domestic calico. Which is really cool. It looks really great. I'm going to change over and... Whoa, no. Put that back. Yeah, she's got like this kind of like diluted looking coat color sort of thing. So she's got like caramels and she's got caramel white and grey instead of like a standard like black and ginger and stuff like that, which looks really cool. Whereas Phoenix is a Tonkinese cat, and so he's a steel mink type, which basically means like he's chocolate brown, and like all of his like ears and feet and legs and ears and stuff are like a dark blackish brown kind of thing. But the unique thing about Phoenix is the mink coat. So it's not actually mink as in texture. It's mink as in it changes with the season. So what happens is by default their coats are basically black. And wherever it's warmest, they're basically like a sensor ring type thing. So basically, wherever they're warmest, they're lighter colors, and wherever they're coldest, like their ears and their feet, are the darkest. And it changes based on the season, and it changes based on how cold they are and stuff like that over time. So, for instance, Phoenix could have a litter mate that looks perfectly identical to him when born, and then he could have, I'd probably say get the AK bundle or something like that if you want that, Nick. Yeah, so like if he has a kitten that looks identical to him at birth where they are, and one goes to me, and then the other kitten either goes higher into a warmer area or lower into a colder area. For instance, if it goes into the higher area, it'll end up a lighter color than Phoenix all over. If it goes into the lower area, it'll be darker than Phoenix all over. So even though they're exactly the same, they won't look the same based on where they live in the world.
Solar cells. I need to do some mission.
I mean, if you can afford it, get it.
Oh, it's like 5k, like 50k.
Yeah. Well, this is where Grimm's Better Barterer would help.
I have that.
Oh. Do you have a cigar? I've got cheesecake and awesome sauce at base.
I only have like 10k.
If it's a matter of money, I've got, what do you call it? I've got 60,000 tokens or something like that back at base. You can always use that.
I've been spending money.
Not like I'm really using it for anything. I will get solar for my base eventually for the garage doors, but it's no rush. Like, whenever I do missions and stuff with you guys, I haven't been spending it on anything. I also have so few resources for the first time ever because I'm not really going out and questing much. Like, usually when we have one base, we normally have a town center, generally speaking. We only have one central base. It's kind of like a community hall kind of situation, and everybody kind of like dumps off stuff into that one location, store stuff, exchange stuff, make sure everybody has like access to armor and tools and everything like that at all times. And then we have our own sort of like small places where we choose to like respawn away from wherever that is.
Normally wouldn't even bother with a base.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's another thing too, is usually we don't bother with having like multiple bases and building bases and stuff like that. We normally just like build up the town center. But in this case, we did that only like a week or two before we got this particular map. We all kind of just wanted the chance to do something of our own once. Because usually, like, Grimm will normally get the underground crypts cemetery base. I usually go for... Well, I used to go for, like, the church cathedral sort of Blood Moon Tower sniper's nest, but that's too big of a map now, so what was the other one I normally go for? I go for the water tower one, but it's too big of a footprint for the land claim size we've got, because we reset everything back when we got this map. Apart from nobody drops anything on death. Apart from that, everything else got reset back to the most base value that exists for the game, which really sucks. Because we were kind of used to having a few multipliers for XP. We were kind of used to having a larger land claim. And land claims were great. Especially, like, you could kind of, like, claim at least a pretty decent area. I'm also trying not to take down, like, the ambient trees. That's what you see me looking around. Fuck off, look. Holy shit. Yeah, I normally try to like leave a lot of like the natural aesthetic of a landscape to itself, so I don't like use it up. No, Nightwolf, you land with me. Oh, I'll give you pats.
I finished my forge. That's all
nice.
3 items now.
Oh, nice. I think you're the only person with a crucible, honestly.
Yep.
Pat your ears, Nightwolf. Pat your ears so much. They're so soft and velvety. Love them. I'm also like the I know I'm gonna like complain as like pain gets worse and stuff like that, but so when I do my drawing and stuff like that, because I draw with a mouse, everything tends to hurt, and everything hurts a little bit more because I obviously got the fucking flu shot, and stuff's gonna start aching in like the next 24 hours once I actually have like a proper sleep and shit. So yeah, everything's starting to ache a little bit, and I'm just starting to get that sore, uncomfortable part sort of thing. Like I'm getting in my neck and also in my back a bit. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm like, this is the start of it too. I'm like, oh, I've not even hidden a tree. Fuck's sake. I'm kind of glad that we're not doing like a lot of like thoughtful pathing through buildings and shit like that, because I probably wouldn't be paying enough attention for it. And that nest. Give me that. Oh, man. So I also noticed, like, I definitely am not getting honey from all this. The rate in which, the odds of which you're getting honey is very, very low. Like, when I was watching Shelly's stream, he got infected on, like, the first day in one of, like, the first fights with zombies and stuff like that. On, like, when he, like, started the server again and stuff. And, he managed to buy honey, which was great. But at the same time, I was thinking about it, I'm like, even if he went to chop down a tree, like, the odds of getting it would be so low. Which is a shame, because, like, the whole point of the honey was that, like, you know, you find a specific tree, chop it down. By specific, I mean those half cut down trees. They used to have them. You could pretty much guarantee that if you needed it, you knew where to find it. And honestly, I believe on some level, as like a survival game, right? I believe that Fun Pimps should allow at least basic stuff like consistency. Like, for instance, if you're a wilderness person, right, you would know where to find, like, where to kind of, like, look for, like, moss, where to look for, like, potentially, like, locations that would potentially have bees, all those sort of things, right? So that's how I kind of look at it, is, like, there should be a consistency pattern to finding honey, or at least, like, hints in the area that could potentially, like, help you figure it out, or get in, like, you know, just basic wilderness shit like that. Alright, let's give her some stuff. Let's get these into some stacks while I'm just standing here for a hot second. Might as well. Yeah, I think that would be really cool if they allowed at least that as like a survival type of thing. Like, obviously it's like having a chance of getting it at that specific location, like it used to be randomized or something, would be kind of cool. But yeah, it just is surprising that that's not an option. I also love the fact that it doesn't matter how high up on the tree you touch this thing with this, it still counts the entire length of the tree as a tree to cut down. I gotta admit, they like did pretty well with that, because there's some games where if you touch a tree, and if you're not touching it at the base of the tree, you can't cut it down. It's really weird. But yeah, this hasn't been too bad. At least I've got the chainsaw, so I'm making really light work of this. Like, I've got the yucca smoothies, but I don't really have to drink her much. More so to just keep her, like, some food and stuff. What'd you get? What are you doing?
Pretty nice.
Nice. I thought when you said you could make oil, I thought you meant, like, the car oil stuff. You know,
that as well.
you can make that as well?
Yeah.
Alright. because that's what I thought you said. Yeah, because if you had said that you can make fuel, I would have known that that's what it was. But it is good that you can make it. I think I can make fuel. Oh, awesome. I definitely want one. See, I can make fuel. I just didn't have the chem station to make it. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. Hold up. Let me just check that. I might be thinking of a different fucking map we had. Sorry, I can't look that up. Because I don't have shale. You can only find out what you can make recipe-wise with things if you've got the item on you sometimes. And shale apparently is one of those things. Are you gonna stretch, Azula? She's stretching out behind my keyboard. The Nightwolf is laying next to me. Oh, here's coal. Hold up. That is what... Okay, I'm just gonna list that. Now, there could be more coal in here. Let me save that as... coal. Not... Sweet Jesus. Alright, there we go. I will come back to this. That is a good little find. I knew of the fact that there is apparently coal in here. I just wasn't sure where it was. And I knew when I went to harvest my trees I would find it. But that's going to save me a little bit of time. Huh?
I made some lanterns.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Your base looks nice. The only thing is, I've only got the one lantern in my place. Just the one. Like, when my cooktops are working, they're bright enough. And I don't really need a light upstairs in the bedroom. I used to have lights pretty much, like, everywhere in my base, and it was fucking blinding. Especially my snow base. My snow base and its reflective walls was horrible. I don't know if I will ever have such reflective surfaces again as a choice in a building, as a main fucking wall choice. It was definitely fucking something, I'll tell you that much. Let me get... I stood up for a moment there because I'm like, oh, she can walk past this. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm crouching because noise level. I do like the fact that it looks like she moves faster if you, like, put it out to cut stuff down when you get closer. Like, yeah. Like that. It's good. Oh, man. So, it was pretty cool getting to catch up with my doctor again today. I know it seems like it's just fucking random out of blue sort of thing, but, like, I generally, like, haven't got to see him for, like, over a year because that practice... I think, like I mentioned this before, that, like, Australia generally has free health sort of stuff, right? For the most part, unless you want private and want to pay for it and get everything, like, fast and better and stuff, right? But something changed in, like, the last year or so. Yeah, well, it changed in the last year or so, Moose. So what's changed is basically...
Technically free.
Well, we pay taxes to have that money allocated. So we pay a set amount every year as an annual levy. And it allows us to have access to public services, right? Yes. So the thing is that the government is not allocating the money correctly to the right departments. And basically what's happening is that the doctors were basically having to try to fit about, I don't know. Like, they're basically having to fit patients into a 5-minute window to get enough people coming through to try to hold up, like, paying their staff and stuff like that, because they were not getting the right funding for it and shit. So what basically happened is a whole bunch of doctors' practices went private, and or half private. So the half private ones mean that, well, either way, we still have to pay this levy, right? This medical levy every year anyway, except that we just don't get access to free public services, which sucks because we're still fucking paying for it.
The fee for the doctor would be covered by it, but now the fees are larger than what's covering.
Yeah.
So you get to pay the difference.
Yeah. So now we have to, when we want to see a doctor or something like that, or see a specialist or something, we have to pay up front to be able to see them, which I know that's quite common pretty much most of the world over, but considering basically we've spent like 30 plus years of at least our lives, basically not having that. You know, and we still pay for stuff. It's just pissy that our government won't fucking do it properly. But yeah, the fucking doctor that I used to see regularly, he was actually really great. He's always been like super supportive about like a lot of like life stuff that like I have to go see him and shit for. So medical conditions and shit. He's always been really great. But I thought it was really interesting. So when I started streaming, like a few of you will know this, a few of you won't. So I literally was going to a hospital to see a doctor about my Crohn's condition, right? And this doctor was genuinely actually very enthusiastic about like listening to like what games I play and how long I play them, and my interest and passion in the games and stuff like that. And he was asking me whether or not I'd ever considered streaming it, which I had. I just hadn't really thought that anybody would be interested in watching it. And I ended up feeling confident enough to give it a go after talking to that doctor at the hospital, which is really cool because I think maybe without that, like that one conversation to like push me over the edge, I wouldn't have done it for maybe even years down the track, or I probably wouldn't have tried as much maybe. But I gave it a go, and this is how he got me streaming. But now I also get to see like my regular doctor, and he too was super interested, super supportive, genuinely asking a million questions about how it all works. And I got to like basically show my community to my doctor, which was kind of really cool. I guess I took you guys to my doctor, so roles reversed this time. Instead of you guys taking me to appointments and stuff like that and out to like shops and stuff, this time I took you to meet my doctor. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, I really wasn't kind of expecting that sort of thing, because like sometimes if I tell people that I'm a streamer, right, and I do this full time and stuff, sometimes it doesn't isn't understood what that is. Sometimes it doesn't isn't received positively and stuff like that. Like I know generally that doesn't matter, but it kind of does matter if like the people around me and stuff like that don't understand or don't support it, and it makes it challenging kind of thing. But yeah, in this case it was really cool. I've encountered and have at least like 2 really awesome fucking supportive doctors that like genuinely fucking are interested in like I guess like what I do, which is really cool. It's just a bit of a change. It's just like so different for me, I guess. It's nice to have like I guess the support in person as well. I think it's really cool. Out of my way, drone. I'll buzz you. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, so Moose, you may have missed it earlier, but you know how I keep saying like, oh, I'll get laryngitis eventually. So I've got not the infection, I've just got laryngitis in general, overuse of my vocal cords. So that's pretty funny. It turns out I actually do talk more than my body's like able to deal with. Where is this tree? Where are you, body of tree? Come on. Okay, come on, stand up. Where the am I in amongst like 2 or 3 trees? It is nighttime. I'm gonna cut down this one. I reckon it could be this one. It's either this one or the one behind it.
I feel like it's too bright down here. Like it shouldn't be this bright.
Well, yeah, if you're using industrial lights or if you're using a particular lantern. Actually, your lights are off, so I don't know. That is weird. It's pink in there, though. Ziggy's needy? I haven't seen Ziggy for ages. I don't even think I got to see him during your, the stream you did.
I wonder if it's because it's daytime outside. Oh, it's nighttime.
It's nighttime. It is nighttime.
Oh, if it's this bright in here, I'm actually happy with the brightness.
Although, hold up. Let me go over here. The sky is pink. So yeah, if it's pink where you are, I think that's just a problem. Was it you'll be streaming sometime today as well? Or soon? Nice. That's pretty cool. What are you gonna be gonna be streaming? Trying to get all the way over here. She can't jump. I'm actually really close to my house. Oops. I guess I've been going in circles. Ah, yeah, Dead by Daylight. Got the itch back. Yeah. You did play that a fair bit originally. I remember, like, it's one of those ones where I watch the game, but I don't play it. But it is interesting. It's an interesting game to watch. Although sometimes it's like, I find it funny because obviously I play 7 days and I literally like skull cap fucking zombies, like chromes straight off them. But like Dead by Daylight, the way they get like hung up on like the hooks and stuff like that, it's pretty fucking gross and horrible. Like the first time I saw that, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, that person be real dead. But no, they weren't. They were just hanging there. I was also looking at that tower was glittering and I'm like, is it coursing with electricity? But it's not. It's been getting pretty gross. It doesn't surprise me.
Dark enough now.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like nighttime in there now. I guess the sun must have set near you.
Yeah.
Weird. No for fuel. I'm doing alright. Let's get this recipes. Stack that. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it's getting pretty gory. I figure with the more popularity of people, particularly playing it for the purpose of reactions, fear, reaction, and horror itself, I figure that kind of fuels it to be more graphic. Like, I don't think 7 Days will ever get more graphic than it is, just because it does have, like, world survival, base building, resource hunting, stuff like that as part of like a primary aspect of the game. So I can't imagine it ever getting more intense than it is. Oh, hello, mate. Like that. Like some of it got like a little bit worse when they upgraded to Alpha 21, but not too much. The worst one I've seen is literally where you like mallet somebody and like the top of their brain gets exposed. That's the worst one so far I've seen. Everything else is mostly fine. I'm actually surprised I haven't had a horde and you haven't had a horde, Nick. But
I might have. Who knows?
you'll never know. Question is, did you shut your door upstairs?
No.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good if you've avoided it that much. That's pretty cool.
There is no.
God damn it! God damn it! Fuck off! They're only fucking. Oh shit! That doesn't look like. What the hell? Is this possessed bullshit? Nope. Fuck that. Nah. Fuck it. This is horrifying. In every sense to me.
It's taking a shit.
No, Nick. It's boot scooting. Look at it. It's about to scoot its boot. This is no nightmare fuel. Ugh. Nightwolf is perfectly fine. Just be clear. Nightwolf at my side is perfectly fine. This thing. This is the most cursed piece of shit I've seen today. At least. I've seen some stuff. That is... Oh, that's going to be in my nightmares at some point. Oh, I didn't need to see that. I thought when I turned around and I saw it sitting up, I thought there was a second wolf that was like... you know how sometimes they like double layer and like glitch out a little bit? And sometimes have like a second one running through. I thought that's what was happening. It was not what was happening. It was just sitting there like horrifyingly. I also forgot that actually has fresh meat. I forgot that that's what that does. Like, yes, biological creatures give fresh meat. It makes sense, but like, because I usually just get attacked by dogs out here instead of like wolves and stuff, it just didn't hit me as that was the first thing. Also, somehow I get so much meat and I get like so little undead meat. Like, I would have to get a bear to get enough undead meat to like make up for like what I've just harvested off that wolf. That was a serious